I would like to.
Nope.
What do you mean no?
I'm gonna go in.
He literally just said he was gonna kill me when I leave.
Hold
on.
I'm gonna ask a couple things. All right, go ahead and uncuff Mr. Hobbs from the table. I'm gonna ask Mr. Hobbs to get comfortable for this one, okay?
We can address the criminal threats after this, though.
Yeah,
okay.
All right, please.
Are we
I don't think we're cooked on the criminal threats. The bank thing's gonna be tough though, but
I bet they just came in here on smoke.
Step by step
Yeah.
through what we found and then end it with what we came to.
I said at the beginning a lot. I asked, is the report ready? Is it ready to be shared? Is everything in there? Okay. The motion to produce stuff, it's whatever. Things happen, right? Everybody can get their stuff in a timely manner. That's fine. What I do not find acceptable is when I say hands off, no more editing. Do not touch the evidence. Why is it that when I look at the evidence, I look at the edit history? Why the fuck do I see 2 hours worth of edits on the
3 hours worth of edits, over 100 edits being made over the course of the entire trial,
Your
over
Honor,
the course of 3 hours.
Your Honor, I can assure you that nobody in the courtroom, from the prosecution side,
Quangle, I see you making edits in here. I literally see
what edits did I make? What edit did I make?
I see you make it. I see your name on here. Your name is
just because I'm in the report doesn't mean I made an edit.
What may have happened, Your Honor, is sometimes if the incident is still up and it opens our MDT, we can sometimes hit
look. You see this? You go look at the report. Just because I'm in there doesn't mean I made an edit. You see my name in there? Look, you see it where it says Elgin Pillbox?
Also,
the save button.
I didn't hit no.
I didn't. Also, Your Honor, something happens too. Is
what?
Sometimes when some people speak, they you know, sometimes letters come through their throats. That
bro,
also
ain't no way they're
like,
fucking saying this.
You're typing in the report and then you delete it, right?
Sound crazy with what you're saying.
No.
That may be true, but there's new evidence and pictures.
20 different officers.
Okay, again, what I was gonna say, Your Honor, is I can assure you nobody in the courtroom put any evidence, but since it was such a big scene, like Miss Angel just said, somebody did put a picture, wasn't us, about a vehicle that was being vaffed. Now, it might have took them a little bit to put it in there, because again, it was a big scene, and vehicles evidence still needs to be put in, like a vehicle being vaffed.
Scrolling directly back to it right now.
Okay, thank you. Tell me at what time?
7:50 p.m. at 25 seconds, as well as 7:47 and 21 seconds.
Your Honor, can you see what edits are made on
at
these?
7:50? Your Honor, I don't.
You can't see directly what changed. It just shows the entirety of the report.
Okay,
you have to go and manually check.
Also, I'm gonna be honest. You know, I just checked on the there's a little website you can go on your phone where you can see the differences and you can do text compares. When Ventura changes his statement, he's adding lines, so that also looks like edits too. Just want to point that out for the
again, Your Honor, just because you're in the report and you're reading it and it shows you in there reading it where it says your name where the little cursor is, doesn't mean you're editing it, but it shows you're editing it. Does that make sense?
You know what? I agree. Let's just call this a do-over.
Hold on. Does anybody have a diff checker?
Literally, they're arguing fucking mechanics.
Look at diff checker for.
They're
arguing mechanics.
One of them was just lines.
They're arguing mechanics. So I have a question. You're saying a lot of edits been made. What edits have been made?
The Ventura one.
In the Ventura statement, it went from. Hold on. I have the diff checker right here. It went from Captain Ventura responded to an officer involved shootout at, and that was the first edit by him. Then the last edit by him, the diff checker shows at Pillbox Medical Center.
Hello?
These judges are trying to throw this whole court case away because apparently you made edits and changes to the report.
So what? Like people cannot touch this report until everything's done. Like they don't want to add stuff. I'm confused. So what do people?
My statement doesn't have any relevance.
Yeah, but then
they say nobody could touch it at any point. When I told them, not everybody in the police department knows we're here doing this. And again, it's still a big scene where people are putting evidence in that in regards to like maybe a VAFA vehicle and stuff. They're trying to throw the whole case out because people are editing it.
Reports have been shared.
And it wasn't any of us, it's all the other people.
Your Honor,
So what they want to?
I mean,
they're trying to rule in its favor because they said at no point was there any more editing, and then people are still editing it, and they're saying, "Oh, go to the history of the edits." I'm like, "Ma'am,
there's been none of
just because you're in the report in there and it shows your name doesn't mean you're editing it. You know how you make your statement, it shows who's making it, like it shows the name on the cursor.
What are you?
They're saying that's people editing it. I'm like, no, that's just people reading it.
That's the one statement.
What the hell is going on?
You know, what if someone someone's getting off duty?
We just have no way of locking reports
tomorrow, or just not putting it entirely.
We don't have an option to lock reports.
They also had a bunch of
people.
people.
We can't constantly
That
keep
probably
tabs on
who
them.
knew this fucking thing was still happening.
Not everybody did.
It's been 4 hours.
I know, not everybody did.
Can we hear the whole verdict?
Here, let me first talk to him.
Listen, I understand what you're saying. I'm not oblivious to the fact that there are things that are beyond people's control sometimes, but this isn't one or two. This is a lot from several different people during the course of the time that we've been here. And I understand that you can't control what other people do from in here, but it compromises things because what we are looking at has changed from what it initially was. And we don't know what happened when. We would have to go through it one by one to figure out exactly what it is. And that's not fair. Go ahead, Ms. Officer Quangle.
Your Honor, again, it was a very big scene where 17 officers were shot, multiple vehicles, 6 individuals apprehended. We came to the bench trial an hour after the scene. Okay, so not all the evidence that was collected there and vehicles VAF'd and pictures can all be processed within that hour. It takes a long time, Your Honor. And again, wait, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. There was about 10 of us that knew this was going on. Not everybody that was a part of that scene knew that this bench trial was going on. What about the people that maybe somebody went to the ICU, got out 30 minutes ago, want to put in their statement? We don't have any ways of locking.
Please.
Ma'am, we have no ways of locking a report so people can edit it. Again, they have jobs to do. They need to put evidence in here for any other court cases that transpire from this incident.
Okay. Real quick, is there any way you can just use the div checker or whatever it's called, sorry, to just go back and look at it before the edits?
The div checker.
Okay, my point is, can you go back and see the point in time before these edits and just go from when we locked it? Because I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, we've also given our argument. Can you just look at the version when we said it was done?
Ronnie, respectfully, can we hear the whole verdict and then argue?
I have one question real quick. So next time, do we hold him onto a trial until everyone's statements are in? Do we put him on hot, or how does that work for future cases?
Just work faster. All right, next time.
I mean, we
get 72 hours to complete a report.
So then what? He's assistant self.
Did you hear that, Your Honor? We have 72 hours to complete the report.
Okay, so
you have 30 days to press charges too.
Yeah, but this is a bench trial.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bench trial.
Yeah, so then next time we just send him to prison, tell him fuck off, and then tell him to contest it, right?
Nope, that would be violating my rights.
Ma'am, Your Honor, what you just said. You just said we have 30 days to process the charges, right? He requested a bench trial. You are just...
I'm gonna cry.
I don't...
Hold on.
Mr. Hobbs.
Are you seeing this right now?
I understand.
You seeing this right now? Are we serious right now?
I don't think anybody is intentionally accusing you of doing anything wrong intentionally. However, it compromises our situation because we're supposed to use the report that was shared as part of evidence to figure out how this is going to go. So if it's changing during the course of the trial, then that's not fair. What could be done is maybe listen, I don't know how.
Bro, who are these fucking judges?
A solution.
Who are these judges?
I understand what you're telling me.
There needs to be a solution, otherwise it's just going to happen over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I understand. I understand it.
This is the first I've ever heard of it. I'll be
so
honest.
That's my point. So then next time, do we just hold him until trial, or do we keep him in the cells for 6 hours so everyone gets their statements in?
I'm trying to think right now of something.
Just put a big fucking line at the top of the report.
Can I say one thing?
Go to Quangle.
You're just saying, oh, we're not accusing you guys. The judge with the pink hair just accused me. She said, oh, Quangle, you're the one that just edited it. That is accusing me. How are you going to say you're not accusing us when I just got accused?
Like, just shut up. Are you going to fucking cry? Holy shit.
Hold on one second. I understand what you're saying. Unless I misheard, I think she was saying that you were one of the people that she saw made edits the way it appeared. But you're saying that there's a way that can happen that isn't what we think it is. And I think that maybe was not understood before, maybe. But I'm not speaking for Jana, you can speak for yourself, but I don't think she meant it that way.
So I'm going to explain to you how it happens. At any point in time, somebody can save it, and whatever happens, it shows it's saved, correct? And that counts as an edit. But if you're just in there reading it, right, and your cursor's in there and it shows you reading it and somebody else saves it, it shows you as editing it. You're trying to blame us for something that's out of our control.
I didn't know that, Quangle.
Okay,
okay, but then how are you accusing me when you didn't know that? You shouldn't accuse me of something when you don't know.
Quangle, stop.
That's exactly what the whole justice system is for.
Here's the thing, right? It might not be something that you.
This is bullshit.
I don't know what she's pointing at. However, there are edits that have been made. Sure, there is a point that if you open it up and things happen in the report, we can see that and we can make adjustments. However, the first log of a Ventura edit and the last log of a Ventura edit shows two completely different statements.
Well, so you're on no offense. Can you not just sit there and just watch the like? How do I say this? Could you not just go to the history and only look at the report from when the court case started?
The fact that you modified evidence mid-trial is illegal.
No, you can't. But you can't say you. You can't say you. But you can't say you.
Again, Your Honor, did you not hear what I said? We came to bench an hour after the whole situation transpired. 17 officers.
The opportunity to put
yes, but that was everybody in the courtroom.
Hold on.
Like, holy fuck.
The Ventura edit, he was here in the gallery.
His statement had no relevance to the case.
It doesn't change the fact that the evidence was modified against the defendant. His rights were violated.
Okay, so the next time we just hold him in the
so
jail
next
for 40
time
hours.
What you take? Hey.
No, it's not.
That's what you're saying.
You're not. I feel like you're not providing us a resolve or something where we can meet in the middle.
Don't modify evidence mid-trial? Is that...
Yeah,
listen, Your Honor.
How can we as prosecution
cannot control that because we came to the bench trial an hour after the scene. We have 72 hours to modify and put evidence in. How are you... So you want us to put him on hold? For how long until everything's in?
It's 48 hours to finish the report in its entirety.
Yes, we just hold him for 48 hours.
That's what you want us to do. Next time you just want us, if he asks for a bench, no, you can't. We gotta hold you 40 hours while we wait for everything to be in. That's what you're asking.
Let us just stop for...
That is what you just said.
Let us stop for a moment, okay? This is not a normal situation. I've never had this happen before, so I am working with this as I go, same as you. I understand that from your perspective,
holy fuck, bro,
unfair because it's something that's out of your control, or it's something that can potentially be out of your control. I do understand that, but from our perspective as well, we have rules that we have to abide by as well, and this is not an ideal situation, obviously. Holding people for 40 just because
all three of us, I don't think we say anything. We just listen to the verdict and we just leave.
Let's just
just listen to it and then we just leave.
A report is being modified as a trial, bench trial, even if it's just a bench trial is going on. So we do have to come up with a solution that kind of satisfies everything so that this doesn't happen again. But if we just are yelling at each other, we're not going to get anywhere. And we've already been here so long.
I appreciate it. What's the solution you provide, Your Honor?
I'm trying to figure out, listening to you guys and I'm trying to kind of read between the lines of what you're saying about how this happens to try to see if there's a way to work around it.
Your Honor, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Respectfully, I feel like this is something that should be discussed after the court case and after the verdict has been rendered.
I 100% agree as well.
Fine.
And may I also add, Your Honor, Ventura was actually sitting right there at the court case. I've seen him on his tablet.
Okay, let's move on, please.
He was doing that shit. He was well aware of what he was doing. He was sitting there smirking while writing.
Yeah, and after the judges left the courtroom, you admitted to robbing the bank, so it could go both ways.
Objection, hearsay, speculation, badgering the witness.
It's
sickening how far these cops will go. It's sickening.
Go ahead and
please remember, Mr. Hobbs.
Jay, please.
Please stop.
He's cuffed to the table. How's he doing that?
I will never represent you again.
Oh no, he's not. Never mind.
All right,
just listen. Don't even say anything. Just listen. It is what it is.
All right. As such,
no.
Given the revelations of the evidence changing mid trial, I'm going to go ahead and find that I'm gonna go in and just simply dismiss this case with prejudice, and that'll be the ruling of this court.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. All right, Jay, let's talk
Later,
about my
losers.
fee. Let's talk about my fee.
Hey, Quangle. Later, chump. Later, dumbass
Yo,
boy.
they were like crying you a real river.
Later, brother.
I get what they expect us to do though. Like,
I'm sorry about all that, Your Honor. I do appreciate you guys being